Good evening, and welcome to Riderpiece Theater. Me, Alistair Dayhawk, and tonight, me proud to present Kamen Rider Gacha Episode 15, the continuation of Hotaro and the T-Rex, or in this case, the X-Rex. This episode was nothing more than a continuation of last week's show. We get to see, Cross X Rex versus Dread. We get the reason behind Weird Sister Number One's obsession over Kudo, and we also get our nearly dead number three, but due to Hotaro being Hotaro, he decides to spare her life. Now, I'm getting ahead of myself here, so let us begin our tale. So we start off where we left off last week. Super Gotcha Cross X Rex, yeah, that's a mouthful, versus Dread. And I have to give kudos to the suit actors because they did an awesome job, especially the guy who bore the Cross X. He showed off a couple of fighting styles, and I have to admit, like, damn, you're good. But I'm not gonna, poo poo on Dread because he also showed off a couple of moves himself. So kudos to them. It told a great story, but it also shows this. Hotaro has unleashed his 100th form, air quotes, being overly dramatic here. Even though he unlocked a new form, a new power, he is still no match against Dread, who currently right now, Weird Sister number three actually is using. And this is where, you know, this is where Hotaro lacks of. He has power, but he doesn't have the fighting skills to use it effectively. While you have Weird Sister number three, even though Dread is a newly formed Kamen Rider who yet needs an upgrade, she can still go head to head with Hotaro because she has fighting ability. And this takes me back to Guy with the Tale of the Two Brothers match between Michi versus his older brother, where Michi had his older brother's upgraded rider form while the older brother had his old basic form. However, even with his basic form, he still managed to defeat his younger brother, all because he has fighting ability and, of course, wit. And going back to the present, it told me that, causing me to go back to Gaim and, like, damn, like, even though they lack, it's like they balance each other out in this fight, but that's just my opinion. But it was a great match in the beginning. As they were fighting, Weird Sister number two decides to go after Kudo and Sawa's family. She turns herself into a Malgine by using 3 Kemi cards instead of the traditional 1. And as she was going after them, you have Minero Sensei to the rescue. And this is where Weird Sister number 2 has unleashed a powerful poison spores onto Minero Sensei, and he is unable to do anything. He collapses, and Weird Sister number 2 says it's only a matter of time before you die, so just stay there and die, as she is continuing to go after Sawa's family and Kudo. And of course, Minero Sensei tells Kudo, like, hey, go after them, protect them with your life. Unfortunately, as Kudo tries to go after Sawa's family, she gets stopped by Weird Sister number 1, who's being played by a 9-year-old, with her magic. She freezes her, and ties her behind her back, magic like. So Weird Sister number one then summons number two because number two was like beating the hell out of Miroto Sensei and taunting him. Uh, Weird Sister number one tells number two that hey, go after Sawa's family, and Kudo is forced to watch. Then Hotaro turns his attention away from number three and tries to go save Sawa's family, but this is where number three takes the advantage and quickly deals away with Hotaro and tells him, "Hey, your attention is to me, not to them." And then we fast forward just a little bit as Weird Sister number two goes after Sawa's family, and this is where Sawa's dad decides to go down on his knees and begs for Sawa's life to be spared. Take me instead. Of course, number two will not honor that, but she just relishes in their despair to the point where she just like takes her foot and just takes it on Sawa's dad's head, and just make him grovel in the dirt. And again, Kudo is forced to watch this thing unfold, and then you have Weird Sister number one who tells Kudo that, hey, I found humans to be peculiar due to, their holding on to hope, friendship, family, all that lovey-dovey crap. And this is where Weird Sister number one tells Kudo about, accordingly, what she knows about Fuga, Kudo's father, that hey, the real reason why he stole the 101 cards is because he wanted to open the door to air quotes Kingdom Hearts. And of course, Kudo refused to believe that he would not only steal the cards to open the door to darkness, but also to abandon his one and only daughter for the sake of power. She refused to believe that. Of course, Weird Sister number one, who's been played by a 9-year-old, was like, you are being ignorant to the truth. This is the truth. But if you want to die thinking that your own father was not a traitor, then go ahead. And this is where, before that, she goes on by saying, again, with the same thing, like, whatever happens here today, blood will be on your hands the same way Fuga's hands are dirtied because of what he did. All those lives lost was due to him. Now it's passed on to you. So it's like the sins of the father type of thing. And poor Kudo is forced to watch as his buddies are getting hurt, and then we get to the point where Kudo refuses to believe what Weird Sister number one told her. Okay, fine, if you want to meet your father that badly, I will help you. So she uses her magic to magically force Kudo to choke herself. But as she was getting choked, this is where Kudo gets this thing where, oh, I think I know the reason why you're after me. It's because you're lonely. You're in need of a friend. And you tricked yourself into believing that you don't need these things. That's why you're miserable. That's why you're weak. And it struck a nerve to Weird Sister number one to the point where she goes on shut up, shut up, shut up moment, and causes her magic to be dispelled, and Kudo goes free, and she uses her ring of power to not only bind Weird Sister number two, but also flings the sword to Hotaro, which causes him to go back to Super Gacha. And then Weird Sister number 2 frees herself quickly, and again, she targets Sawa's family and Kudo, but before she could reach them, here comes the weekend spanner, and just like walking gingerly. I'm like, yeah, I'm not dead. And Weird Sister number 2 is like, how is that even possible? I left you for dead. How come you're here? You're supposed to be dead. Yeah, I mean, you can't get rid of me that easily, but unfortunately, he collapses. And Weird Sister number 2, okay, decides to target her puppy. And this is where Hotaro again turns his attention from number 3 to number 2 to protect Spanner. He unleashes his final attack onto number 2, which defeats her, and Hotaro captures 3 new Kemi cards and does the Hotaro thing. So by defeating her, the poison is gone, and Spanner is left speechless. He's just like, I can't believe this twerp defeated number 2 in one attack. That's impossible. Let alone he has acquired a new level 10 card. So he just like, he's speechless. But you can tell slowly but surely he's going to turn around and acknowledge his Kamen Rider, his tribal chief. So all that remains now is Weird Sister number 3. So this scene coming up is one of the most corniest of scenes in this episode. This is just my opinion, but this is where Hotaro pulls a Goku where everybody's beliefs in him, their hopes and dreams are what fuse him to power up, including Spanners. Because there's like this scene where you see Kudo, Sawa, the father, Minato Sensei, and once you get to Spanner, he's just like, he's not smiling or anything, but he's just like, gives off this face. And Hotaro took it as, oh, okay, he believes in me too, even though he just doesn't look like he does. But yeah, so, and he goes on this speech that, hey, my hope, people's beliefs in me and their hopes and dreams are what fuse me to become powerful right now. And this is where number 3, I had to give kudos to her. She was like all disgusted by what just happened, and she's like refused to believe that, oh my god, you're just getting more powerful because of people's belief in you. You know what? I'm gonna push myself into to the limits, and I'm gonna use every single card that I have to kill you, even at the cost of my own life. That's what she said. And the sisters were like, look, I admire your spirit, but even you cannot be pushed to the limit. Dread right now cannot be pushed to that limit. And number 2 was like, you need to stop. This will kill you. But number 3 was determined. Like, look, even at the cost of my life, I will take Hotaro down to hell with me. You have to give kudos to Weird Sister number 3. She's such a warrior that she's willing to throw down her life for the sake of their mission. I have to give kudos and respect for that. So this is where she unleashes a bombardment of cards, and she goes after Hotaro. And to make the battle short, he does the same thing that he did to Sabimaru, where he separated number 3 from the Dread armor, and this is where he defeats the armor yet again, and let alone saves number 3 from herself. The driver is on the grass, on the ground, gets picked up by Weird Sister number 1, who's being played by a 9-year-old, and the sisters retreat. But this is where number 3 just turns around, still injured, and just tells Hotaro right at him, says, screw you. not in those words, but she's like, screw you, how dare you, do that to me. The next time we meet, I will take you to hell. And the sisters retreat. And the next scene, with Hotaro was like, typical airhead Hotaro was like, she's mad. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Hotaro, as much as I don't like you as a character, you did the right thing. You did, yeah, you did the right thing. And even Minato Sensei jumping in and says, hey, you're young, but that's the part of you that's worth protecting. And it's okay for you to love chemis. That's alright. Because of your love of chemis, it led to people's lives being saved and a family, being reunited. Everything is well and dandy. You did great today, kid. Even though Hotaro, I'm speechless when he was like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Hotaro, oh my god. And then we get to see, Sawa's dad, apologizing to his daughter for being a terrible dad, being weak. But Sawa was like, dude, I love you. You're my hero still. And they hug each other and it's like happy. And then Hotaro just takes a look at, his newly acquired cards, the UFO X, X Rex, and just did the typical Hotaro thing. And then in the back we get to see a not so friendly inspector, and then next to him we get to see a level 10 wizard chemi. Only this time apparently it looks like both of them are working together, and she takes out 5 level 10 cards and she's like, I wonder what would I unleash upon them next. Things are getting exciting and interesting. I know that laugh wasn't like that, but So the new year is going to be very interesting. And then we get to the Christmas party where we get to see all the invited people, having fun in this Christmas party. And you've seen Renge and Sabimaru and Kaijiki in weird outfits. More so Kaijiki than the duo, but it's just, I don't know who picked that outfit for him, but it just looks it looks cringe. But that's just my opinion. And then as they were celebrating, we get to the next cutscene with Sawa and her dad. She gives the photo to her dad because if you remember, the goal was to take a picture of the T-Rex and give it to her dad as a Christmas gift, even though it's like still early. But you can tell by the picture it's blurry. But I don't think he could use it or something, but he thanks her daughter and keeps it and gives his daughter news that he's no longer a part of his old magazine. He now joins a new magazine, and I believe it's the same magazine that Kaijiki reads. So he's a member of that magazine now. And then you see in the back, with Minato Sensei. And then we go back to the restaurant where Hotaro asks Hopper 1, have we met before? Because when the T-Rex got into my memories, there was a memory that I don't remember. Me being a kid and just picking you up. Like, have we met before? And Hopper 1, I think Hopper 1, like, doesn't remember meeting Hotaro back then. So I'm guessing that its memories got wiped out too. Or doesn't want to tell Hotaro that yes, we met before. But before any words were said, this is where Hotaro gets called to the stage to do some karaoke. He invites Kudo to do some karaoke with him. and we get to see Mama Sensei, Mama Sensei, Mama San with again, with the picture frame and the father being blurted out. And it's just again, I don't care who the dad is at this point. I just stop with the mystery. That's just me. But then the show ends with Hotaro just making a vow to himself that, and I wrote this quote on this, so do forgive me for the pause in the paper thing, but he says that he will never lay my face down ever again. If that means that he is going to have self-respect for himself, not only protecting the Kimmys but also himself, but by all means, great for him. That's good. He needs to have some self-respect because I'm so tired of him getting hit by bullets after bullets after bullets while protecting the Kimmys. Like, dude, have some self-respect and just stand up for yourself. If by saying that, I mean, yes, do that, please. Self-respect, protect yourself. Stand up for yourself, please. And that is it. That's the end of the episode, guys. I have to say, the fight was good. The suit is... I'm not going to repeat myself here, but you already know. It's just another great episode. It's just a continuation, and Spanner is slowly turning around. He's gonna someday acknowledge his tribal chief, he's slowly getting there, but not yet. We get the air quotes truth that supposedly Weird Sister number 1 is looking for a friend. As corny as it is, it is gacha after all. And yeah, Hotaro gets a new form, and Weird Sister number 3 is pissed as ever. And the family's back together. The dad has a new job, and Sawa gives, the picture, however blurry, of the X-Rex, and that's it. That is the end. Thank you so much for listening. And also, did you like episode 15? Did you dislike it? And of course, if I miss anything, please write in the comments below. Just give me your overall thoughts of the episode. Just write in the comments below. And also give me your thoughts and opinions of the suit. Do you think that it's going way over the top? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Let me know. Give me the good, the bad, and the ugly of the episode as a whole. Give a like if you like it, and please subscribe. And I will see you all on the other side of Oblivion. Johnny!